It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Moda Center in downtown Portland, Oregon. Tonight, it's the Portland Trail Blazers taking on the Brooklyn Nets. The Blazers secure the opening tip, and we're underway in Portland. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. Nets have it. Jay Williams, kid from Jersey, rooted for the Nets growing up. And where do you live now? Brooklyn.
Of course, I'm following my favorite team, and these comments are probably going to sound biased because they are. But Brooklyn is a completely different place. Only 5 minutes outside Manhattan. It almost feels like a suburb of the city. And the fact that it's culturally relevant, it just feels like Brooklyn is the new place to be.
The pass set it all up.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
And the slam.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
That's out. Last touch by Kyrie Irving. Lillard to McCollum. Kicks it outside. He throws it down.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
And draws the foul.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Kyrie Irving has got 2 shots coming. A career 87% from the line. Can't connect on the first free throw. Knocks down the second after missing the first. To McCollum. C.J. McCollum. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Big finish at the rim.
That probably won't be the last time we see a dunk from him tonight. Maybe sometimes you should send a message. Give him a hard foul. Don't let it be so easy.
McCollum. To Lillard. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Irving brings the ball up court. Kyrie Irving missed his first. That one goes.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Lillard to McCollum. To Lillard. Trying to cash in. Lillard shot, no good. Durant with the basketball up top. They're down 3. Textbook defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Irving with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Durant, deep left corner. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To McCollum. Nothing going here on that drive. McCollum to Lillard. Has a look. D's got it. Damian Lillard, 3 for 4. Good start.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Pascal Siakam has a chance. Gets a shot up off the mark. To McCollum. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Kyrie Irving, 2 for 3 now here in the first. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
Bread and butter, and there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Reset here. Let's see what they do. McCollum to Lillard. D's got it. Damian Lillard looking good. 4 for 5.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping.
We'll get a stoppage here. Timeout Portland as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Main entrances around the arena. Substitutions, Portland.
And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Defensive foul to number 11, Kyrie Irving.
McCollum.
His first personal foul. Team
Oh, pass stolen by the Nets. Gets it in the left corner. Durant buries it on the catch and shoot.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2" guard. Scary.
McCollum with the basketball. He'll run the offense. C.J. McCollum. He's now 4 for 6.
The pro game has really come down to P&Rs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Nice pass to set things up.
Tie ball game so far. Neither one of these teams really able to pull ahead. Might be time to put the bench players in the game, and let's see who could differentiate themselves.
McCollum to Lillard. Trying to cash in. Shot by Lillard, no good. To Danny Green. Durant. That's off the side of the rim, short. To Lillard. Wide open look, won't go.
That's called a heat check right there. Surprised he missed that one. That was an open look.
Durant, defended by Lillard. 4-3. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
The assist from number
Irving. Pascal Siakam rejects it. And that one out of bounds off a net. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
For the Portland Blazers, number 1.
And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets. To Danny Green. And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by a Blazer. It'll stay Brooklyn basketball. Danny Green. Durant trying to finish, but his shot won't fall. For three, buries it.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
And he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
First one, count it. And he makes them both. Late heave to beat the buzzer. We played one at Moda Center with the Trailblazers on top. We're back with more from Portland after this. You're locked into the NBA on EA Sports. First quarter down as we get ready to start the second. Boy, you talk about offensive efficiency, it was really high.
Both teams are on fire, but speaking of competitive juices, one of the beautiful things that we heard during the timeout in a team huddle, you heard multiple voices that weren't the coach saying how much more they needed to fight in order to win this game. Oh, trust me, the intensity level is going to pick up a couple of notches.
Oh, pass stolen by the Nets. To Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
McCollum. To Ken Bazemore. McCollum to Nurkic. From the outside, no good. Durant across the timeline. His team up by one. To Nowitzki. A bad pass there. Blazers have it. McCollum to Ken Bazemore. McCollum to Ken Bazemore. Fires the three. Wow, look at him dive for the loose ball. To Durant. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's how you defend.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Kevin Durant with the rock. Sizing up the defense. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Kevin Durant trying to cash in on the three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. Knocked loose. That'll get out of bounds off of Irving, so possession stays with the Blazers. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own.
Number 2, Torian Prince.
To Lillard. Portland down to 4 to shoot. The shot almost to Irving. Kyrie Irving. That's 3 now on 4 shots. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Irving to Redick. To Irving. Kyrie Irving. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Oh, a whistle.
A simple touch foul.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Number 7, entering the game for the Nets. Number 34.
Lillard. That no good off the mark. Dinwiddie with the basketball. Leads 4. Irving. Not that time. Working it outside to Lillard. Oh, he got a piece of it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Pascal Siakam. Won't go. To Dinwiddie. To Lillard. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Kyrie with the rock. Nothing going here on that drive. Surveys the floor. Kyrie Irving. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Lillard. Shot by Lillard, no good. Irving into the front court. They lead it, 4-point game. Has a look. Shot no good there by Dinwiddie. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
Now ready to shoot at the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Damian Lillard at the line for 2 shots. Career 88% from the line. Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. It's Brooklyn's ball. Irving. Probing the defense. And the rebound taken in by the Trailblazers. To Lillard.
2 minutes left in the second.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Damian Lillard at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Kyrie across the timeline. Leads just a point. Fires the three. It's no good. Shot's not...
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Shot from the lane won't go. The crossover gets inside, and the slam dunk.
And whether you're moving north or south or east or west, you got to be able to keep pace with the ball carrier and most importantly, stay in his chest. That's on the defender. It's way too early to be fatigued.
Going to launch beyond the arc.
45. That's his first personal foul.
Kyrie Irving is going to get a chance at three here. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. First try, no good. It's the second. One more coming. Lillard, deep right corner to Lillard.
1 minute remaining in the second quarter.
The Blazers with 4 in the shot clock. Damian Lillard. Deep two there, won't go. To Dinwiddie. Kyrie lets it go. Jumper's good.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Here's lesson number 1. When you allow a player like that the freedom of space to dance with the ball, there's no telling what kind of break dance move they might hit you with.
Hassan Whiteside swats it. Trailblazers take over. Defense making the ball handler work. It's Lillard for 2. And a putback slam. So a tie one as we reach the break in a one-point game. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to...
Fellas, back to you.
A lot of intrigue to come in this second half. A one-point game as we resume play here in the third quarter. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
And hits the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Portland's got it. McCollum. And breaks it up.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
And he's going to the line to shoot.
You gotta know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free 2.
Team foul number 2 for the Nets.
Kevin Durant. Couple of free throws on the way. He's perfect from the line so far. First free throw is good. Goes 2 for 2. To Lillard. Hassan Whiteside. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Redick. Tough shot. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Well, you can't do that.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Lillard to McCollum. C.J. McCollum. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Durant to Dinwiddie. Redick to Durant. Redick. Smothering D. To Ken Bazemore. And abuses the rim with the big finish.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Throws it down.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Durant to Dinwiddie. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Portland has the ball. Picked up by the Nets. Durant buries it on the catch and shoot.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Lillard to McCollum. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
To Durant. Lets it fly from long range. Now that's a contest. Lillard to McCollum. Here's a chance from long range, and C.J. McCollum, zero hesitation, knocks down the 3.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Hassan Whiteside with the block. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Durant. Yes, give the advantage to the shooter.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
To McCollum. Count the bucket for 2.
This is where I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
To Durant. Beyond the arc for 3, and he hits.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
It's Portland ball. Yes, it drops. A little drama on that one.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Durant with the basketball up top. His guys down 3. To Dinwiddie. McCollum into the front court. He'll run the offense. Block shot.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
And that one out of bounds off a net. Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Subbing in for Portland.
McCollum. Great feed, sets it up. Kevin Durant lets it fly. He connects, had all the time in the world. Too easy.
I mean, this is something everybody can relate to in their lives. It's happened to me while doing broadcasts as well. Sometimes you're physically there, but mentally you're nowhere to be found. We obviously saw one of those same things happen on the court.
McCollum with the basketball. Leads one. And too much contact.
His timing was a tad bit off.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 2.
C.J. McCollum. It's rebounded by Nowitzki. To Durant. Rises for the slam.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Trailblazers with the basketball to McCollum. From long range and knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that three-point shot than one instead from 22 feet.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
That's going to get out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. To McCollum. Five on the shot clock. 4-3. Not getting the bounce. Dinwiddie into the front court. Tie game, third quarter. Gets it in the right corner. And that one out of bounds off a net. McCollum. Shot from in close, no good. To Danny Green. For three, buries the three. He's too good to leave that open.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
McCollum shot off the mark. To Danny Green. Strong finish that time for Danny Green.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Not that time. To Dinwiddie. He gets it.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Substitution being made in this one.
Number 7, Skull,
Jared Allen. Huge block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
KD with the rock. To Dinwiddie. Has a chance. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
When one player goes down, or maybe in this case two, it gives a player an opportunity to really rise to the occasion. Well, that happened last year with Spencer Dinwiddie. When Jeremy Lin and D'Angelo Russell both went down to injury, this kid went from a D-League player to a starter in the NBA, and one of the most clutch players we had for the Brooklyn Nets this past year.
They have to keep him in their grasp.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
fires the three. Spencer Dinwiddie, no problem. Contested, hits the three.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Number 3, Brooklyn Nets are in the penalty.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Off the mark. No good. And look out. Big finish at the rim. Long heave from three-quarters court. Three-quarters down, and the Nets enjoying some breathing room. It's the Blazers with the basketball as we start the fourth quarter. The third quarter was a disaster. Remember, they led at halftime, and now they find themselves down big.
And when things get bad, they get bad in a hurry. But you have to remember, this is a game of runs. They had theirs, now it's time for yours.
Dinwiddie with the basketball. It's a 9-point lead. Durant to Dinwiddie. Fires the three. Tough shot for Dinwiddie. No good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
The assist from number
Durant, defended by Yusuf Nurkic. To Whiteside. Oh, he had it. Durant across the timeline. Lead stands at 7. Off the assist.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
McCollum. No good. That's great defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
End score. Strong take. How do you neutralize a threat like Kevin Durant?
Well, that weak side defender constantly has to shade Kevin Durant, and that primary defender, you have to funnel KD into help every single possession, contest shots, and hope that you can deter his vision and that he misses.
Durant with the basketball up top. The lead is 11. To Nowitzki. Durant. Nowitzki. Dirk delivers. They've been trying to figure this guy out for 20 years, and it's still not working.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
Lillard to Nurkic. Short jumper misses. Durant across the timeline. His guys leading by 14. Knocks down a tough shot. Now a smothering defense.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Now the Blazers will use a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. To Kent Bazemore. Won't go. Into the front court, it's Irving. His guys hold a commanding lead. Easy path to the rim.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Time to shuffle things up. Nets have it. Irving to Danny Green. Going to launch beyond the arc. It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Here comes the screen. Couple of cracks at the line now.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line. The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Probing the defense. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Irving to Durant. And count the basket inside.
I remember my high school coach said 1 man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
To Whiteside. Kevin Durant sends it away.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
And counted at the rim.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Lillard for 2. Gets a look. Can't hit. Durant with the basketball up top. His guys holding the big lead. Irving. From the painted area, won't go down. To Whiteside. Lillard, tough matchup against Durant. Kevin Durant tips it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Durant to Irving. Lets it fly from long range. No good. Knocked loose. Nets have it.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
Durant to Irving. It goes down. He improvises and scores.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Lillard to Ken Bazemore. Dame rises, unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
You see, the great playmakers see the shot before it ever happens. They recognize how they were being guarded on the previous set, and then they make the necessary adjustments.
Irving goes to the left side. The Nets now with 4 to shoot, and they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
Portland Trailblazers. Shooting 2.
Misses the first. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. To McCollum. And stuffs it home.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Number 3, C.J. McCollum.
Irving. Shot from the lane won't go. McCollum into the front court. His guys down big. A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go. The follow won't go either. Ah, rocking the rim.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Damian Lillard add 2 points to the board.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
I can't believe I'm about to say this about an NBA team because this is what I say to my grammar school team. But just because a team is down on the scoreboard doesn't mean you stop playing hard and smart. You really have nothing to lose, but really good habits to gain.
Kevin Durant has got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. First one, count it. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Late heave to beat the buzzer. It's the Nets who are victorious as they win this one in very convincing fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. It wasn't surprising to see this team get the win. They did a great job of letting the fundamentals of basketball be the key to success. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Brooklyn Nets. The Trailblazers didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game trap. Assists.
The Portland Trailblazers found themselves scrambling around the floor, unsuccessfully trying to prevent the kind of passes that led to quality shots for the opposition. It was a problem throughout the game, no doubt about it. Kevin Durant didn't have much trouble working the defense and setting up his teammates with scoring opportunities.
Player of the game.
Kevin Durant seemed to think he could only score points with dunks in this game. Again and again, he kept throwing them down, and it was just astonishing. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
These are the upcoming matchups for the Portland Trail Blazers. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jay